So I'm heading to our cottage in Wilberforce. We have 75 acres here. Nobody's been up here in about 10 years, maybe a little bit longer. Life just catches up with you. There are 3 plots in this area, and my dad bought this place back in '66, I guess, somewhere around there, and had a right of easement agreement with the one neighbor, the Botuses, who owned the first, I don't know how many meters of the road that went in to where our cottage is. And when the Botuses passed away, our other neighbor, the Clarks, and my father bought their land, and in the sale of the land, there was an agreement of easement. The Clarks took the front half of the property, and we took the back half. And in the purchasing agreement of the property was the right of easement. Now, apparently the Clarks have sold a few years ago, and the new people here have put up a gate on the road. Now, in the transfer of the deed, I know for a fact that the easement was part of the agreement. And we've been maintaining that road. Well, I'm 52, so let's say 40 years that road's been maintained. A little bit longer. So if these guys are home, I might introduce myself, but I used my iHunter and found a way through the back of the property. But it's across the lake. But it's a Wednesday morning, and I don't really want to intrude. I might do it on a weekend and meet these people. So we'll see what happens. This is the road to our cottage. And they've put up a no trespassing sign, a couple of locks on it. So using my iHunter, I've found a path. There's an old abandoned railroad trail. There's a lake on the other side of our property. Our property corners onto that. The old abandoned railroad trail has been turned into a hiking trail and named after George Farr, who's passed away. It's maintained all year round, and it goes right beside that lake, and I've got 250 meters to cross this lake to get onto my property. There's a pinch point there. The beginning of this lake is all muskeg and stuff like that, which is pretty close to where the pinch point is, so I don't know what it's going to be like. So anyways, I'm going to drive to the trailhead, and we'll see you there. Alrighty, so I'm at the head of the trail. I'm gonna get ready. Alright, I brought my tide weed rain pants just to keep warm, but this weather, absolutely beautiful out. I don't think I'm gonna need them. I might put them on anyways. In this bag, I got a whole change of clothes. In case, God forbid, I do fall through for any reason. I've got another big down winter jacket with me. So one of the things I got to do is I got to inspect the building. I don't know. I think the newer section of it is still standing. I think the original section, the addition will still be standing. I think the original cottage itself is probably collapsed. There's supposed to be a lock on the door, so I got to cut that. So I've got my snowshoes with me. Brand new bolt cutters, lock, my hatchet, saw. Brought my little stick stove, something to eat. And I'll see you guys when I'm ready to get on the trail. Okay, so this is the beginning of the lake. This is the muskeg on the one side of it, and then there's the big lake, and then a muskeg on the other. I have about another maybe half a kilometer to go. I'm going to have to pull the eye hunter out and check exactly where it is. Lots of signs of animals, moose, deer, and I'm not sure if it's wolf or coyote, but there's a whole ton of them, which is really good. I'm really glad to see that. And oh, there's a little red squirrel. 2 of them. Chip and Dale. What's up, guys? So anyways, I can see an open spot where the current's going, leads into this creek, little creekish river that runs all through the forest here. So that doesn't really give me hope that that's open. But yeah, let's get going. Okay. So, here's a good thing. I think, knock on wood, pinch point I'm talking about, take these off, it's bright out here. It's right along there, and it's actually a beaver dam now, as you can see. It never was before. But they've been riding their snowmobiles through here, and there's a trail that goes all the way across to the other side. They loop around and stuff. So I'm going to shoot on down, find a spot to sit down, put my snowshoes on. Right here is good enough. So the snow seems pretty okay. I'm still a little nervous about this though. For those of you who don't know, it's been really warm up and around here. Ridiculously warm. In between -2 and +5. Next week we're supposed to get up to between 7 and 10. This is crazy for this time of year. I haven't even used these yet. This will be my first time. I was hoping the first time I was going to use them would be out fishing with Josh, but we just haven't been able to connect. You know, the other thing that makes me nervous about this is I'm not sure how deep this thing is, and I hope it holds me going all the way across. because I still haven't gotten a new Zolio. I've never used these kind of snowshoes before. If they're still up at the cottage, you will see the ones that we grew up with. Let's see if I can get by the camera without knocking it over. So far, it seems all right. I know there is a little open section over there somewhere. I don't know if you can see, but where that birch tree is, right smack in the middle there, there's another one there. That's the corner of my property, all over there, the 75 acres. Anyways, I will see you guys on the other side. So this is where I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'll show you here. Let me spin this camera around. You can see all this here. I know there's air pockets and stuff underneath it. I can see a little bit over there. I'm not sure if that's just where the snowmobile went or if that's thin ice. But yeah. Well, that snowmobile trail loops around and goes over to the other side there. Maybe that's my best bet, and then just make a break for the shoreline maybe. You know, I'd be really upset with myself if I could have just walked across the top of that beaver dam. That might be my better call. Let me go take a look. Well, as you can tell, I made it across because the camera's there, so I wasn't going to do any theatrical checking. I did that on the way with the camera. So, right over here in the corner where this, let me turn the camera around. So, there are a lot of air pockets in around here where the plants are. So I just got to be careful. So right there is that beaver dam that you can see. And when we were a kid, just around this corner here, there was a trail that used to come down here. The Botuses put it in. So I'm going to check my eye hunter. I brought some flagging tape so I can flag this. I'm going to track myself on the eye hunter. Anyways, let's go see if I can find that trail and get up to the cottage. Well, I believe this is it. So, I'm gonna check the eye hunter again. I haven't in a bit. I do believe this is the trail. I think good thing is it looks like it's been turned into a game trail, so it's kept it kind of decent. Plus, it's wintertime. Anyways, let's get at it. It's a nice deer track. Yeah, I remember this face, this rock face. When we were kids, we used to come and sit on the top of that and dream we were on top of the world. We really are. Yeah, you can see a bunch of trees have fallen down over the trail. Absolutely beautiful. My family owns that. God. I veered off the trail a little bit on purpose. Try to find the route that my brother and I used to take. I'm dying in this thing. And I'm walking along a creek bed. But I remember being kids, running along the top of this rock face down to where it levels out and then goes back up to the cottage. God, I haven't been here in so long. And it's such a shame, you know. Life and stupidity. You know, they say life happens while you're making other plans. And, you know, I grew up here in this forest. You know, and then I got away from stuff that I loved and started doing things I thought I enjoyed and thought I loved. Anyways, whatever. It's memory lane down here for me. So I think it's about 11:30. Guess what I forgot? A headlamp. I've only got the flashlights on the phones. Oh, well, check that out. Hello. Yeah, I'm tired. I made it across the lake, the little swamp pond. So I'm in the back 40 now. I'm up where the great big rock face is. Yeah, it's so beautiful, Dad. I can't believe I stopped coming up here. This place is just fucking beautiful. Yeah. So, okay, well, the good news is I'm probably about a 20-minute hike away from the cottage, and I got a new lock for it. And so I'm recording the whole thing because I'm going to make a little video out of it for my YouTube channel, and I'm going to take a whole bunch of video for you and pictures for you so you can see the property and whatever's going on with it. Okay, Dad? Okay, Dad. I will see you tomorrow, but I'll give you a call later on. Yeah, I'm gonna come down tomorrow so I can show you all the footage and all the pictures and stuff. Alrighty. Okay, Dad, I love you, and I will talk to you soon. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye. Oh, I just turned off my tracking. So, anyways, that was my dad. Um, so I know there's some flag tapes here. The property lines that are on, um, any maps that I've found are incorrect. They're the old original ones when they divvied up all the properties, and everything's a big long rectangle, like every place you look at. Anyways, these wound up when the properties were all sold here. They were sold as pies. So yeah, we'll get it sorted out, but I'll tell you more when we get up there and I'm making something to eat and having a coffee. I'm glad I didn't wear snow pants and stuff, man. I would have died. Anyways, I'm going to take this thing off, put it in the backpack, and I'll see you guys at the cottage. I think I found the road. My well's right there. Still got the original cover on it. Wow. The well's still standing. This is going to be pretty emotional for me. Good thing is the road doesn't look like it's grown over too much. Probably a lot of work to do in the spring, especially having to talk to this neighbor. Anyways, let's head up to the cottage. It's still standing. Wow, has it ever grown over? All this was about an acre and a half here that was cleared out. The big oak tree that we used to swing from, fallen over. Somebody's broken into the shed. Well, let's go. Let's look at the shed first. Let me take this. Holy cow. Oh, something's made good work of that insulation. There's the old bow saws. Huh. Let's go look at the cottage. There's the old outhouse over there. That's the woodshed. This was all open. Well, someone or something has busted that window. Or just taking it right out. Hey! Yeah, they busted it right out. My fear now. No, I can't. It wouldn't be a bear. I don't know. Anyway, let me get those bolt cutters out. Set the tripod up and we'll see what's going on. Well, before I go in, let's go walk around. Show you guys the outside of the cottage. So, that's the old sawhorse when I was a little kid that I used to cut wood on. That right there is where we buried Jake. That was mine and my brother's room. That was my sister's room. So this part here, holy cow. The deck's all gone. So there's a line there, you can see it. This was the original cabin that we grew up in. See, the sign's still here. Yeah. And then a tornado hit, landed on the hill over there, bounced over our cottage, landed down there. We had George Farr come in, harvest all the firewood, and we built the addition. I don't know if that's, yeah, that's deer. I don't know if that's, yeah, that's deer. We used to have a fire pit right here. Wonder if this thing's still stable. No, not at all. Not at all. It's falling right off the building. Well, huh. Yeah. Just rotted away. Well, something's definitely living under there. There's the old outhouse. Huh. Still seems to be in pretty good shape. Definitely going to need some work, to say the least. Wow. Old camp fuel. Old 7-Up bottles. I know it's 7-Up because I used to drink them. The old rounds from our 30-30. Well, and I don't know if you caught it. Before I crossed that little pond, swamp, whatever you want to call it, I put the snowshoes on backwards. I fixed them halfway across the lake. I'm a little concerned with what's in the cottage. Did bring this. That's the only thing I brought. Thanks to Miss Freaking Nature. This thing is beautiful. Beautiful. Anyways. Hopefully I won't have to use it. Anyways, I'm going to turn the camera off before I cut the door. I just need to take a second. This is, nobody's been up here in about 10, maybe 15 years. Spent a good 30 years of my life up here. My mom loved this place. God rest her. Anyways, I'm going to turn the camera off for a minute, have a moment before I cut that lock. Okay. Hopefully the bolt cutters I got will cut that lock. What I didn't show you guys was on the other side of that rock face, just off the corner of this cottage. We buried four of our other puppies. So yeah, this place has been, it's a shame. This place has been very important to us over all these years, and we've just neglected it. And, you know. Oh yeah, I did bring a hatchet. Building's obviously twisting. Well, who knew? I'll show you the old lock on the other side. Been there ever since I can remember. So it looks like I gotta climb in and unlock that. An old spring thing. Well, floor's lifting. Well, folks, come on in. Oh, that other door is closed, so if anything's going to be in here, it's going to be in here. Wow. My old targets from the rifle. Yeah, pictures everywhere. The old propane stove. I wonder if these things still work. No. Look at our tools that we've had. There's a classic. Look at how thick that blade is. The old pots and pans. Well, the Righteous Brothers. This was going to be a bathroom at some point. Wow, all my mom's old china. And regular dishes too. I think everybody had these things in the 70s. You know, little red glass cups. They're old beer steins. Can't believe they're still here. And this, oh my God. So this, you'll see it in the other room. When the I don't know if the lantern, oh, here's one. We had this one hooked up to the propane. The old gas lights. Oh, wow. I don't know if you guys can see that. 2 dead bats. This is my parents' bedroom. This is the side of the cottage I grew up in as a little kid. Wow. Show you guys in a sec, so I want to make sure there's nothing in here. I can't believe this is still here. This is my old, I hope you guys can see that. I don't know what the lighting's like. My old Conky Army Jeep. Sorry, I'm a little overwhelmed right now. This is a painting that was done of the cottage originally. The addition is over here. But that was the original door. That's what the cottage originally looked like way back in the day when my dad bought it. This is Doogie, my very first dog. That is my Uncle Art and my little sister Jennifer. He's the reason why I smoke cigars. I mean, pipes, sorry. That's my Grandpa George on the old Honda. That's my Grandma Jean playing Frisbee. It's my dad going down the road. And this is Pal. And that's Toby. It's another one of the paintings. We got all kinds of like group of 7 paintings and stuff. And let's see what's in this thing. Oh, wow. There we go. Nothing. All right, one little quick show here. So this is mine and my brother's room. We used to have a bed there and a bed there. And there's an old Grand Buey bottle. They used to hold the candles for us when we were little kids. Another beautiful picture. It's the old dartboard. And this was, excuse me, my sister's room. Whew. So I believe the last time I was up here, actually, I know the last time I was up here, my oldest son was about 10 or 11. I brought him up here with one of his best friends. He's now 27. So that's, yeah, it's got to be 16, 17 years ago. 15, 16, 17 years ago that I've been here. So yeah, so basically what's happened is like since 1963, 64, or something like that, we've had an agreement of easement. It's been in all the land deals. It was in the purchase of this land. When my dad and Mr. Clark bought the Botus's property, Mr. Clark kept the front half, which makes sense, and we kept the back half, which goes out to the lake. And it was in the purchase agreement that we will always have a right of easement. And if he ever sold his property, that it was going to be inputted into the new sale of the land. But basically that easement, we've had that easement since, I don't know, 63, 64. But he's got a gate up. So I don't think I'm going to do it today. I don't want to do it during the week. I don't want it to be invasive. I think I'll come in on a weekend and I will introduce myself and see how that goes and see if we can come to some kind of a deal. And if not, and then I guess we're going to court. But in the meantime, thanks to iHunter, I found a way in here that's not trespassing on anything, which is great. What else was I going to say? Oh, I was going to tell you about upcoming stuff. What's going on for 2024? So before we get into that, I don't know if you can see this very well. We used to use this when I was a little kid. It's a star map. I don't know if I remember how to use it. Oh yeah, it's got the months, the times, everything. The dates. So for 2024, I wish I could have brought the puppy with me, but she's not okay in the car yet. 2024, I'm going to have the puppy with me on some trips. My first trip, I'm not sure yet if it's going to be Algonquin or if it's going to be a 10-day with Josh for the opening of Brook. I'm going to do the Moon River again. I would like it if Sabrina and the puppy came with me on that, but I'm not too sure. And I think I've planned 18 small little 3-day trips and 2 big ones. One of them's in Algonquin. The other one, I haven't finished planning it and I'm not too sure about it yet, so I don't want to mention it. I don't know if any of you who are watching this know or follow me on Instagram, but I finally successfully harvested my first buck solo, and it's taken me 3 years by myself. So I think I'm going to film my hunts this year. If you don't want it on this channel, I can put them somewhere else. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to throw it in. I mean, this is Rob in the outside, right? I'm in the outside, so I want to put everything on here that I do outside. And for all of you that have been following me from the beginning and the new subscribers, I appreciate you so much. Thank you very much. I know I don't have the greatest content. I just film what I film. I turned my Algonquin. So I kept a journal on my Algonquin trip from last year, 15 days. And I've turned that journal into an ebook. It's been uploaded and stuff. It's going through. Apparently I get service up here now. That's new. That's not good. I don't want service up here. Yeah, and it's the raw form. I didn't hire an editor or anything like that. I used Grammarly to touch up a couple of things, but I left it straight up raw, right from my journal from Algonquin, so that whoever's reading it can hopefully feel the emotions, or at least understand what I was going through on that trip. I've added photos to it too as well. It's in review. That's the word I was looking for. It is in review right now. They said that takes 72 hours. I think it's $2.99. And it's 15 days alone in the Algonquin backcountry. A memoir of the scary side of solo camping. And it's really raw. It's not a novel. It's not none of these fancy books or anything. It's straight up my journal from that trip, kind of like my video was. Anyways, folks, thank you very much for hanging out. I'm going to sit here for a little bit. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to soak this all in. My dad's not doing well, and he asked me to come up here and check on the place, and I've been talking to him about Sabrina and I coming up here and making a go of this place. But anyways, I'm going to try to find something to cover that window, and hopefully there's some tools here. Well, I've got the hatchet. I know there's nails. I've got the hatchet. I can use the back end of that. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it's a winter camping video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe. Check out my other videos. See if you want to subscribe. Hit that like button. It helps with all this YouTube algorithm, and it helps me out a lot too. And like I said, you are all greatly appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, looking forward to this year. And I'll keep you up to date with what's going on with this cottage and whether or not Sabrina and I are going to turn this thing around, clean this property back out, do a little bit of farming, do a little bit of homesteading maybe. Anyways, we'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for hanging out.